everybody.
Exactly.
We did get
Sorry,
lost.
I derailed the conversation behind the scenes.
But it was a fun conversation, so it's okay.
Mhm.
And let me know how you guys are doing. Did anybody get to see the eclipse? I didn't think it was that big of a deal. It got a little dark here, and it reminded me of like when it's going to storm. Like it got a little dark. That was it. My dad, he got these. We were at these garage sales over the weekend, so he got 2 welder's masks for $2.
Oh,
so
okay.
it was a pretty good deal.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, so we can watch the eclipse, and I was like, I really didn't have any plans, but okay, I guess we can watch the eclipse. So we were out there trying to take pictures with our phone with the little thing in front of it.
Yep.
But yeah, so that's what I did today.
I got to see it at work. We had glasses. It, here it was like only 65% covered.
Yeah.
But in 2016 or 2017, the last time, Kevin and I lived in Illinois, in the southern part of Illinois. So we were in the part where it was like basically 100% covered the last time. So I've done it before. So it's very neat though. It
was 90% here. So, I mean, I was
basically 100.
Yeah.
We were I was just on the smidgen on the outside.
Wow.
But it was cloudy as all get out. We saw nothing.
Oh no, seriously?
It got black as night. Like it got dark. Like we were all at work, like faces pressed against the windows, right? Like we could not believe how dark it was outside.
Right.
And I mean, like, and people were saying who were outside, because some of the people went outside. They're like, it got so cold. Like, because it had been like, the weather's been decent. Like they went out in their t-shirts thinking, oh, we're only going to be out for 3 or 4 minutes, right? But it was so cold. They came back in and they were like shaking.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was really interesting. So I am disappointed because I kind of really wanted to see it. But the next one's in 2044. So I can wait 20 more years.
Yeah. But that is a bummer to know that you're in an area where you could and then it got cloudy.
But here's the crap part. Right now, it's sunny and there is absolutely no clouds in the sky.
Okay.
Somewhere Mother Nature is laughing at us.
Right?
So what are you guys reading? Before I forget, I'll ask now.
I am reading An Scapegoat, loving it. With my eyeballs. I'm also reading Weeding Out Lies with my eyeballs. I'm listening to I don't remember the title, but the second book in the Colorado Wine series by Kate Lansing. So that's what I have going on. I'm now in my I need to finish these books before Malice TBR stage. I even made a video. Like I've never made a TBR video in the entire time I've had my channel, because I know I don't make them. But I was like, this is my Malice TBR have to finish right now stage. So I am focused.
Are a lot of the ones that you need to read for Malice, are they eyeball reading?
I'm going to try to find some on audio. If I can't, I'm really going to be like.
Well, I just noticed you said you were reading too with your eyes and stuff. So that's why I was wondering. I was like, since like maybe they're small press or something like that or whatever.
Right.
That maybe.
The actual reason I'm reading too with my eyes that I get what you're saying. I'm hoping, I haven't looked to see, but I think some of them are definitely not available on audio. I'm like, oh, but I'm reading two with my eyes because An Scapegoat, Paula sent it to me. And so when she sent it to me, I can only get it to download on my laptop, and I have to read it on the Apple Book app on my laptop. So I can't like put it on like Alexa at work. So if I have another like that one at work, I can make Alexa read it to me. The other eyeball one from Kindle.
Okay, gotcha.
Sorry, I meant A.
So. I am reading with my eyeballs. What the hell is this one called? Her Brand of Justice by B.J. Daniels, which is one of the Colt brothers.
I like that.
Yes, Storm. I haven't read any of the other ones in the series. I'm about 3 chapters and I just started it this morning. It's available. It's from KU.
Is that number? Nice. What number is that? Do you know?
I want to say it's 5 or 6.
Okay. Maybe I haven't. I think I've read up to 4. I think I need to read
Because
5.
I'm pretty sure I know where this story is going. I think she might be like the illegitimate sister.
I think that might be number 5 because I think that because I recognize the title, so I think that might be the next one I need to read.
Yeah, yeah. It's on KU. So far, I'm enjoying it. But it's BJ Daniels. How can you not enjoy a BJ Daniels book, right? And then actually, I've been listening to audio at work lately because I've been able to. So I am reading The Disappearance of Rachel Price, or the reappearance of Rachel Price. But this is a chunker, and it's got like super small print. So I have been listening to it. I did use a credit, and I got it from Audible.
Any podcasty type stuff in that?
Not yet. You know what? I'm kind of over that trope, though, to be honest, because that's what they were doing in The Villa, too. And it's like, it seems like every one of these thrillers now about a true crime involves some sort of a podcasty thingy. You know what I mean? So I kind of
just like it because a lot of times they'll use more than one person, and so you get all.
It's only one person listed as narration on this book. So the whole premise is that they're doing a, what do you call it? Like a documentary about the disappearance of the mother who disappeared when the girl was 2. She's now 18. Then all of a sudden the mother comes back. That's not a spoiler. It's on the back of the book.
Yeah, that one was
a thriller, or is this a true story?
No, it's a thriller, but this is a YA thriller.
YA thriller.
Yeah.
That one was on my anticipated reads because I've liked all of, except for the last book in the trilogy, the Good Girls trilogy.
That's what my niece said.
I liked that one.
Mm-hmm.
But I liked the other one that she did. I think, was it 5 Survive or something like that?
Something like that. Yeah. I'm about 100 pages.
It was okay.
I'm about a quarter of the way through.
So I'm curious about that one. So.
I won't do any more reading on it tonight. I'll probably do some reading on it tomorrow. But I actually think during the first sprint, I've got to film a daily update because I haven't done one of those in a few days. What are you reading, Storm?
Well, I'm almost finished with my pages for this. I was right there at the end.
She's almost finished with the book.
No, my pages for the day.
Good for you,
Not this
Storm.
far.
But you have got a bit of.
That's fantastic, Storm.
Quite a bit of that done, Storm.
Yeah. We're on page. When I get done with this, I'll be on page 72. We were reading like 1 chapter a day. When we bumped it up to 2 chapters because they are really short chapters. And so we thought, well, maybe we could do 2 chapters and everything. Because sometimes it's like the last sentence, like the author will end the last sentence with like this like semi little like cliffy for the next chapter. And it's like, really? And so it's like, yeah, let's go ahead and try to do 2 chapters. Because sometimes I want to read another chapter or whatever. So we're doing that. And then
awesome.
I have all the eyeball reading stuff. It's like a lot of eyeball reading.
Oh, you do? Oh,
wow.
Wow.
This one I do have on audio though, but it's Banicula. It's the easiest one out of the whole thing. But I do have that one going. I got the 3 book collection on audio, so I could do 3 of the Baniculas. But I only have the first Banicula. It's for old school. It's the.
I thought originally I thought that was a Ramona book. I mean, like when you first.
Yeah.
It's
in the style.
Yep.
Yeah. And I was like, oh.
I do have some of those. I went thrifting and I found some, but I didn't get the very first one in the Ramona. I have some of the other ones, like number 2 and number 3, I think.
I love Ramona.
And I am buddy reading this one with Tammy, so I have the Eyes of the Sun that I'm working on. But I haven't gotten very far into this one either. And then I started this one just because I wanted to. Above Suspicion by Helen McInnes. I think that's how Fiona says to say it. I can't remember. But it's a espionage kind of spy thrillery book. It definitely fits the old school. It's from 1941. So.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It's an oldie. But this, I have a whole bunch of her books, and I'm like, I should at least try her to see if I like her, because I keep getting them. Well, it's 50 cents. It's 50 cents. So I'll keep getting them. And now I've got like this stack of them, and I'm like, I should try one. So this is the very first book that she published, from what I could tell from Fantastic Fiction.
Nice.
So I thought, well, we'll try the first one and see how it goes. So far, it's not been too bad. It's kind of getting geared up to the guy is telling them what he wants them to do so they can go do the spy thing or whatever. But
And I joined in on Old School April, and I joined a team.
Yay!
Good
Purple
for
Who'd
you.
you join?
Purple Parrots.
Parrots.
Purple parrot.
Should have
I
been
love
a snake.
Yeah, no, not in any sort of lifetime. Am I going to be a snake?
Yeah, I don't. That's why I said I don't know why
Lady
I ended up on
Lugs
this.
with-
Well, no, I do know why I ended up on the snake team. Last year, I said, "Who has the less people?" And they said the snakes. So I joined the snake ones because they had the less people. They always seem to be the one with the less people because they had the less people this go around too.
It's the whole snake thing.
Yeah, probably.
Stink thing.
And so, let's see, Mother Goose says, "Hi, everyone. After having had an Eclipse watch party, hosted a Eclipse watch party, I'm settling in, started reading The Final Sentence by Darrell Gerber. She also just finished Gerber's A Sprinkle of Murder, Magical Fairy series. It was just delightful."
Nice.
And Alicia said, "Hello, everyone. Currently reading When the Crow Goes Away by Aurora Lee. I don't know how you say that exactly. Wallace, second and probably last in the Evenfall Witches. Yeah, but it's very good." And Caden says, "Hi, everyone." And I'm reading Death by Easter Egg. Haley Powell, 16.7.
Oh, nice.
She's really good at getting all those little points in there. She does. Hi, Kat says, "Hi, everyone. I'm reading Claret and Present Danger by Sarah Fox.
Yay.
Book 4 in a literary pub series." You flew through that one, I think, because didn't she just start that one not too long ago? I've read the first one. I really need to get to the other ones because I did like the first one.
Yeah, I like that. I like that series too.
And Annie says, "Good evening. Finished A Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds earlier. First book I've read in verse. Now I'm trying to finish James by Percival Everett."
Wow.
I'm not a huge fan of verse. I really have to like it or the person. I don't know. But
I've only done that one, and it was a middle grade. It wasn't bad.
Is that the Alone? Is that the one you
Alone.
did?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like that one. It was the verse. I was like,
How are we friends? Because we do not like the same. But that's probably why. We
That's
agree on BJ Daniels, and that's just universal.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. And we like categories, so
That's true too.
And Sir James says, "Happy Eclipse Day. Just finished Muddled Through by Barbara Ross and started Murder on Fifth Avenue, number 14 in the Gaslight series by Victoria Thompson." Yay.
Excellent.
And Sherry, the book gnome, said, "Hi, y'all. Reading Conan, The Road of Kings." Oh, that's cool. And
Nice.
Kim says, "Hi, all." And finished April Fool's Day Murder by Lee Harris. Not sure what I'm reading next.
Nice. Oh.
And Rose said, "Hello, listening to Nightmare Arizona, number 1, a cozy mystery, 15% in and really enjoying."
Excellent.
For some reason, Nightmare Arizona, number 1 doesn't sound cozy.
For some reason.
I saw somebody else mention that series to me not too long ago. I'd never heard of it because I just did the Arizona, stop
Yeah.
before the Cozy Road, and they were like, "I'm reading Nightmare Arizona," and I looked it up, and it's like the name of the town, and it's like is it a mining town? It's either something like that, a mining town or a coal mining town or a something like
It
that.
sounds like a town where they would base like a spooky book, not a cozy though.
Right?
It does.
And Anita says, "Hi, everyone. Tonight I'm reading One Duke Down by Anna Bennett. That's it. And Donna says, "Good day, everyone. With solar eclipse, while Mercury is in retrograde, I am retrograde reading Small Pieces to Smooth a Wandering Mind."
Excellent.
And Berna says, "Hello, I'm reading Big Sky Deception by BJ Daniels." Yay.
Excellent choice.
Somebody else pick up a BJ Daniels. We'll have a bingo.
Right.
Yeah. And Sue says, "Hello, everyone. Reading Chicago Blue by Stephanie Andrews."
Excellent.
And Kim says, "Right now I'm watching Hank Aaron's celebration at Atlanta Braves game." Well,
That's right. That is on tonight.
And Sue said to Anna, "Did you talk to your doctor?" And Alice, or Katie, it's Katie, right? I
My
finished the first
favorite.
Amish Candy Shop book the other day and started the second one. Yay.
How did you like it? Well, you started the second one, so I'm going to assume you liked it, but what did you think?
But overall, how did you like it? Amy says, hi, everyone. I'm currently reading Archangel Allegiance by Nalini Singh tonight. Cool.
Excellent.
And Annie says, yes, I got my first shot. I get my first shot tomorrow. It's 7 shots, one every 2 weeks, and not a happy camper. I don't know what that's for, but yuck.
Any shots are unpleasant.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't do shots.
I'm
a lot better at taking my
enjoy them,
shots
but
now than I
would
was when I was
prefer-
little.
I don't. It's not that I enjoy shots, but I don't mind shots. Like I'm one that I would rather take a shot than to have to remember a pill. So just give me the shot and be on my way. But I can totally understand. I'm so sorry, Anne. That's
When I was little, they have it written down on, that I refused a shot when I was 8 years old because I said, nope, give me pills.
yeah.
I had to give myself injections for 2 weeks before a surgery that I had to have of my medicine.
I don't think
And I'm
I
like,
could do that.
can't you just give me a pill? And they're like, no.
I have an injectable medicine for autoimmune, but it's never bothered me. I
got used to it scarily enough.
Yeah. And
I don't think I could do that. If Dad, check my blood, I'm like, here, Dad. And he like does the poking thing. And then I'm like, squeezing it up. And
well, like the injectables that you do yourself, at least the one that I had, it was an injectable. So it wasn't like a needle that you took out and had to like do anything with. It was like, it looked like a big EpiPen that you injected like that.
Yeah.
So it wasn't hard. And you did it in your thigh. And honest to God, I couldn't feel it. I have so much fat on my thigh, and I'm not trying to degrade myself. Yeah. I'm just saying, I mean, you could not feel it whatsoever. It was just.
Yeah. They said for me, it was my stomach. They tell most people the stomach because it's the area with the most amount of fat that you're not going to hit any major organs. And I'm like, gee, thanks.
True.
Kevin, I have no clue if it got dark here by the time I first went outside. It was 1:30 and bright and sunny. And Emily says, hi, everyone. I've been trying to read Oathbringer, a chunky fantasy, but 10 pages shorter than the count. Just 10 pages shorter than the count. Wow. And PK says, Montana was Out of the Path. I watched on YouTube. Very cool.
Nice.
And Annie says, it got a little dark and orange colored in Delaware.
Nice.
And, but it's been a day, so I'm going to read A Court in Mystic Fury. There you go, Emily. And it says we had a 96% totality.
Wow.
Very cool.
And Sue says, I just took a nap. I wasn't interested.
You sound like my husband. He's like, whatever.
And
I saw, I'm so sorry. One thing. I saw a TikTok video, and it was a guy, and he said, if anybody missed the moon, let me recreate it. And he had a frying pan, and he went like this right in front of the sun. And then held it for like 10 seconds in front of the sun. It was hysterical. And he's like, now get back to your regularly programmed day.
Yeah.
Funny.
That's kind of how I feel. Yeah, that's what I was like.
I mean, I think it's really cool. Don't get me wrong.
There's people, but there's people that were buying plane tickets to be up in the sky and all those things. And I'm like,
Kairu James.
There was a whole thing on the news that all these people were spending thousands of dollars to stay at Niagara Falls for a few days just to see this. And I'm like, you poor sons of guns, because it was completely clouded over.
Oh, see, that's horrible. Kairu, you are not a cat. Kairu.
But I mean, I get that it might be for some people once in a lifetime or whatever.
Something very cool.
Come here.
And everything, but I was just like,
I said to my husband, I just want to see it get dark, and Garrett goes, then wait till like 8:30. Smart ass.
Well, that's what I was like. They're like, Dad's like, oh, it's getting dark. I said, yeah, it just looks like whenever it storms outside.
Yeah. Be able to see the thing.
Okay. And Bridgie says, hi all, absolutely no idea what to read tonight. Maybe Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams. Just finished the Castillo and I want Fluffy.
Completely understand.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
And Emily says the temp dropped about 8 degrees. Wow.
Yep.
And Sue, life is just unfair.
Mm.
Sonia, hi ladies. I've missed you all. I'm reading Pride and Prejudice and skipping hand in hand with a like button.
Tyrook. My dog keeps scratching his butt like a cat but only on my red couch. You are not a cat. Sorry. Okay.
Sarah, same here. Last minute clouds in Syracuse.
Yep.
And the escape goat. And one more, and then we'll read. Kim says it was too cloudy here to see anything.
That's a bummer.
That's a bummer. Okay, so it's 6:26, so I guess we should do some reading. So we will read to the top of the hour. And so happy reading, everyone.
That sounds good. Happy reading, everyone.
How did everybody do?
Good. I listened to a little bit of the Colorado wine, and then I read a little bit from an escape goat. So I had a pretty good spot. How about y'all?
I filmed 2 quick videos,
Wow.
very quick videos, and you know me, I just turn the camera on and just start yapping. And I read a couple pages of this, so
Nice.
that's what I did. How about you, Storm?
I finished my chapters in the big one,
Nice. Oh.
so it goes over there. And I decided to read on this one, so I'm on page 25 of this one.
Oh, nice.
Fireworks for Storm. Nice job, Storm.
Thanks.
Mhm.
The first chapter is like 30 pages. I'm like, really?
Wow.
I'm not a fan of long chapters. I never have been.
Not
I
either.
don't like them either. There's
I'm
only
not
10
either, 'cause
chapters.
I don't
in
like
that.
to stop in the middle. Don't authors know we have like restrooms and laundry and things that we have to get done?
Right?
Answering the phones at work. No.
And well, and
Whoa.
if you're going to make the chapter long, please put enough page breaks in there.
Yes.
Yes.
Because I'm okay with like, okay, there's a page break. I can stop here and go and do something and then come back. But I
Right.
don't like having to search for my paragraph that I was on.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing?
But yeah. So far, this one, I don't know. She's already in love with this guy that she doesn't know. He's just come into the place that she works a couple of times, but she is still in love with him already. And then there's this rich lady that's going to be taking her to Egypt with that guy, because that guy works for that lady too. So she's like, oh, of course I'll go, because this guy. But then there's this other guy.
Oh gosh.
And
That's
evidently
funny.
she thinks he's quite the jerk, because he kind of gave her the once over when he's seen her, and he kind of thinks that she's along for the ride, but she's actually supposed to be an employee of the lady. He thinks she's just getting a ride to Egypt or whatever and taking advantage of the older wealthy lady or whatever. And so they haven't really got off to a good start. And of course they're going to be like that's going to be the one that she's
That
going to
used
fall
to be
for
a
in the end.
job. Like to be like some older lady's companion.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you were like a spinster or something, I'm like, sign me up.
Especially
I would
if
love
they're like
that.
going to take me to Egypt or whatever it is. I mean,
Right?
but yeah. And I had my plate there. I was like, I lost my place all of a sudden. And so Purple Rainstar says, hello, Storm, Tiffany, and Sarah. Got a little of number 18 Halloween Pizza Murder of the Papa Preselli's Pizzeria series. That's like a tongue twister. And then on to Killer Research by Jen McKinley. Yay. And then a Rose says, Purple, love that series. I'm reading number 13 in the Papa Preselli.
Nice.
And Sonia says, Storm, just watched your retro video. You brought me back. Yeah. I've been watching all kinds of fun older movies and things. It's been fun.
Oh, nice.
I watched Overboard yesterday.
Oh, I love Overboard.
that movie.
Yes. That's like
I didn't see the remake. Has
I
anybody
didn't
seen the
either.
remake? I haven't seen it either.
That's just like one of those remakes where I'm like, nope, I'm not watching
Yeah.
the remake.
I don't want to see
No,
it
thank you.
either.
Yeah. And Annie says, hi, all. Reading Deadly Summer Nights by Vicki Delaney. Cool.
Excellent choice.
Mrs. Doubtfire was the show yesterday, and I remember they really held true to the movie, except that they turned it into a musical. So there were some songs, but like the movie, and I was dying because I almost bought a shirt. It said, because my favorite line in the movie, they had a shirt for it. It said, it was a drive-by fruiting. It was my favorite line in the movie. But the shirt was like, it just had a lime in the corner, and then above it said it was a drive-by fruiting. But like it didn't say anything on the rest of the shirt. It never said Mrs. Doubtfire anywhere. It didn't say on the back. And it was like $40. And I was like, that's a lot for so
Yeah,
I didn't get it. But
yeah, you should at least say Mrs.
movie
Doubtfire the musical on it, so that you know that I got this at the musical or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. But it was really good. They did a really good job. The guy who played Mrs. Doubtfire was amazing because he really could do all the voices.
Nice.
So he was doing it was really neat. Yeah.
That's cool. And Pat says, good evening, everyone. Reading Murder with Darjeeling Tea by Karen Rose Smith. And Jenny says, hi, everyone. Reading Christmas at the Shelter Inn by Rayanne Thane. Just a bit
Ooh, I
behind
love
on the
Rayanne Thane.
TBR.
Or ahead of the game for this coming Christmas.
There you
There,
go.
see?
Yeah. Well, I mean, and if you're Hallmark and all those, it's Christmas all year round because they can't seem to get rid of Christmas.
No.
And even like the Great American Family, they're already talking about how wonderful Christmas is going to be and all these new shows and all. And I'm like, really? Can we just get through the summer, please?
Right?
Oh my gosh, you guys.
I think it's great that you've brought on Mario Lopez and all these other people to be, and stuff. That's great. But let's talk about it like in September or something.
Right? Exactly.
And Pat says, don't forget the thumbs up.
Thanks, Pat.
And Donna says, still reading The Wharton Plot by Mariah Fredericks.
Excellent.
And Sonia says, hi, Ro, just watched your video too. So many good books.
I'm going to have to watch that during the...
And Ginger said, hi, guys. I'm home, hurting and sore but home.
Oh.
I hope you get to feeling better. And
Ginger,
she
did
said,
I miss something? Or, I'm not good with staying up on the Discord, but regardless, I'll be thinking about you.
I am reading Retribution Ranch at the Ranch by Lenore Ward.
Love Inspired, I think.
And Karen says, hi, Stormy, Tiffany, and Sarah, and everyone. I'm still not sure what I'll be reading tonight.
Do you need some suggestions?
There you go. It's a Love, Fire, and Suspense.
Gotcha.
Donna says, also reading for people, April, Edith Pargenter. Ellis Peter by Margaret Lewis from my shelf. A Borderlands bio of Pargenter's writing life.
Oh.
I am reading, I'm trying to read a people, April. It's Raymond Chandler in his own words.
Oh.
So is it to read a biography or autobiography or whatever?
Yeah, memoirs and things like that. Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't usually do a lot of those. And in his own words, it's kind of weird because it's edited like by this other person. So it's like a bunch of letters and stuff that Raymond Chandler wrote different people, and he's put it into like this cohesive thing with his own writing in it at certain parts and things like that. So it's a little different.
Gotcha.
I'm like 8% into that, I think. I'm pretty far. I'm trying. And Ginger said, a second book of the month. Sorry.
Excellent. Good for you.
Excellent job.
And Rose said, team eyeball reading. I'm slowly breaking up with audiobooks and loving it down to only a few months.
I find I'm doing a lot of
I'm not
hybrid.
breaking up with them. It's just the way it is right now.
I just find I'm starting to do more and more hybrid. Like it's not, I'm listening to this book on audio. I'm doing both of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I do love audio.
Immersive reading. I think that's what people call it, immersive reading.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. And things. Yeah. Yeah. Well, like all last week, all the books that in my wrap up, they were all audiobooks.
Yep.
Well, but these are the slow ones that'll get by the end of the month. I may have them read.
Exactly. And I like audio because I can do audio at work, but
right.
I just and I like audio in my car too, because most of the time I'm by myself in my car if it's like to or from work, obviously. But
right.
So I still love audio, but right now it really just depends on what format I can find a book.
And it also depends on your stage in life. Right?
Yeah.
Like what you're doing in your life or
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and also, I mean, I'm wanting to read a lot more of my own books, and so I know that means that I'm going to have to do a lot more eyeball reading, which is why I realized that my book reading is going to go down this year because I will be trying to fit in like these kind of books and stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can't find them on audio.
Right.
I mean, I didn't even actually look to see if Above Suspicion was even on audio. I just started reading it. So
there you go.
It's just like
Cairo.
Yeah, all my books, like last week of the wrap up, like the retro stuff, is 2 Encyclopedia Browns, a Boxcar Children.
Oh, yay. I love that.
and then a killer rat book and stuff. But yeah.
I don't love that. No.
As you do.
And Emily says, I love Bunnicula as a kid. Yeah, that was one of my favorites as a kid and everything.
I have never heard of that.
I have never read it either.
It's cute and it's not scary. It's definitely Tiffany friendly. It's about
Really?
It's a little rabbit who's like a vampire, but like he eats like drains the juice out of the carrot or whatever. I mean, he's not like, scary. But the dog and the cat don't know what to do about him because he's really acting weird. And and at night things is when he kind of gets out and does things, and the cat caught him doing, and like in the moonlight he could see his two front teeth that were like fangs instead of, and he's telling the dog, this is what I saw. You may not believe it, but this is what I saw.
I don't know how man, as a child, I was always reading.
And the dog and the cat is telling like the story. So it's mostly the dog is like telling the story about,
funny.
This is what happened in our house with this bunny.
That's delightful.
And so, yeah, it's really cute. And you can get them on audio. Like I got a 3-book collection on audio on Libby.
Oh, it's a series.
So I got the first 3. Yeah, it's a series. So I got the first 3 books on audio. So
cool.
And Barbara says, hello, my name is Barbara, and I'm reading Yellowface. I'm eating cream cheese wontons.
Very good, Barbara.
Barbara
I don't know, but for some reason I wanted, that I don't know if you guys used to, my name is Barbara, and I want to go with Bill, and we're going to live in Baltimore with...
Oh, MASH!
That...
Was that what it was called?
I don't remember what it was called, but used to do that.
Fold the paper up and do the...
Oh, with your fingers and you counted?
Yeah, you do that. 1, yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't remember what that was called either, because I was like, I could make one of those for like old school April, but I'm like,
it was called
so cool.
Mash up or mash or something.
I'm gonna look it up because it would be really fun for old school April. I just thought about this. If you did that to pick your next book to read.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you're like 1, 2, 3,
yes.
4.
Exactly.
Which one are you gonna get? And Katie says, I've debated getting a Ramona tattoo. I love that series so much.
Oh, I love Ramona.
Yeah, I've been thinking about reading that. I'll have to see if I can get the first book somewhere, because when I was out thrifting, I did really good. It's in the book haul section on Killing Time with Cozies. I found the Adventures in Babysitting novelization.
Oh.
The Clay Kid novelization.
I didn't even know that was a novel.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either. And I was like, oh, these are cool. And they were like $1 a piece or whatever. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Adventures in Babysitting is one of my favorite movies of all time.
I love that movie too.
The opening bit, that song, anytime I hear that song, I'm like, that's the movie.
Yes, I'm with you. I love that movie.
And I adore Elizabeth Shue.
Yeah.
And so Rose says that her goal is to only use audiobook for series I've already started or long women's fiction books. That's a good goal. And Donna says also began Lucky Duck by Chris Kurtz for Stormy's anticipated reads recommendation. Beautiful, sweet cover, hardcover from the library.
Excellent.
I'm like, oh, I remember this one because it had this cute little duck on the front. Now I remember. Yeah. See, she writes down like my recommendations, and then she tells. I said, "You'll have to remind me," because she's like, "We could buddy read some of these." And I was like, "You'll have to remind me what it was." And Annie says to Barb, "Are you enjoying Yellowface?" Hi, Nicole says, hi there, friends. How are you all doing today? We are good. At least I am. I hope everybody's good.
I am great.
Sounds like you got the allergies going.
Yeah. Always.
And Barb is enjoying Yellowface. And good. Emily says, yay, go Purple Parrots. We're the cool team. Snakes. And Rose says, Purple Parrots and Silver Snakes. Is it a reference to Legends of the Hidden Temple by Nickelodeon show? And yes, that is exactly it, because the other team is the Blue Barracudas.
Oh.
Yes, that was Kelsey. She loved that show like growing up, and so that's what she's based her thing on.
Well,
so.
that's a great idea.
And so Kim says, Silver Snakes, because of Storm. Yay! He's the only person I knew. And Sonia says, Ramona on, what is that? Clickety
Click.
Cack Street something.
I only read a couple of the Ramona books as a kid.
Oh, I loved Ramona.
And Kim says, oh, yes, something barracudas. Yeah, some blue barracudas. I thought so. And says, off to a slow start today. I'll be reading M Enemy by Beth Amori.
I'm sorry, guys, if you can hear me sniffling. All of a sudden got real stuffy.
You're like the allergies are waffling through there.
Yeah.
Right? Rose says, Nightmare, Arizona was an old mining town and it's supposed to be paranormal series. So far, no paranormal, but she's about to apply for a job at a year-round haunted house.
Oh.
And then Donna says, I'm Silver Snakes too because of Stormy. Have yet to post what I've read so far. Yay! And Annie says, I was bitten by a dog.
Oh.
That's why she has to have the shots.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Gotcha, Anne. I'm so sorry to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad that you're okay, though.
And Katie says, I thought the Amish candy shop was very good. Looking forward to the others in the series. That's good.
So, Katie, once you get to like finish book 4, I think it's finished book 4.
I think it's book 4.
Then start the Amish matchmaking series, which is a spinoff. And you don't need to read both, don't get me wrong. But if you're already reading the Amish Candy Shop, you will spoil yourself for something by reading the Amish matchmaking series if you haven't read through book 4 of the Candy Shop, if that makes sense. So if you're going to read both, then wait till after book 4 of the Amish Candy Shop and then start that series. But it is wonderful as well. The two characters duo are like one of my favorite sleuthing duos. They're like the Lucy and Ethel of Amish and English or something.
But also, don't read past book 3 until you've got to number 7 on the Amish Candy Shop, or you'll spoil yourself for that one too. So it's kind of a, it's a back and forth. There was a way to read that, and I don't remember. It was.
Oh, there was. Yes, I think Melmac put up a thing.
Emily says, I've read 2 books and watched The Breakfast Club. I need to post that, and since the radio station I listen to is 80s and 90s, I need to submit that. Yes.
Nice.
I never thought of that, but like we listen to old country like when we're in the car. I could be like, I listen to like retro country.
Yeah.
Yep.
I did watch. I submitted that I watched an old school music video because I watched Betty's Being Bad by Sawyer Brown on.
You remember kids when MTV used to do music videos?
Right? Or play music at all? Yes.
Right.
When Carson Daly did
Saturday morning used to have cartoons.
Oh my gosh. The best time of my life was Saturday morning cartoons.
It's the one day that you could sleep in, but you would get up early anyway because you had to watch your Saturday morning.
That's
cartoon.
Right.
Yeah. And Emily says, Pin from the Holderness family did that. We were talking about. Donna said, same here, a little dark and orange in Arizona too. Oh, maybe that's what she was talking about. Pin from the Holderness family did that with the thing, maybe. Since we're still talking about the eclipse there. And Cajun said, finished my book before the first sprint. LOL, going to update everything and decide on the next book.
Fireworks,
it would have been cool if I could have seen something. So she didn't get to see anything either.
Yeah, that's.
Sonia says all the area schools were closed for it, and the traffic on the highway was incredible. I'm glad we stayed home. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep, we were home watching. Emily says we watched a live stream from Texas in my class today. It got dark at 1:30 here. And Cajun says, Cairo James. I love it. Because he's in trouble. Everyone else remember Tootie.
Is that the movie with oh no, I'm thinking of something else.
Only Tootie I can remember. Is that like Facts of Life?
Yes. I was thinking of the movie Tootsie.
Tootsie,
and then I
yeah.
realized she was talking about Tootie from Facts of Life. Yes.
And Kay
Yes.
says, "Hi, beautiful people. Reading Harry Potter 6 with my kiddos. Making supper, garlic parmesan mashed potatoes, beef and Guinness stew for adults, lentil stew for the younger ones, hugging the like button."
Aw.
Wow, that sounds amazing.
And
Mm-hmm.
Katie says, "Love beef and Guinness stew. Enjoy." I don't think I've ever had anything like that. And I forgot her name all of a sudden. Anita. You guys are so cute. Tiffany, you and Kairu look like you're having such a deep conversation. LOL.
I do like talk to Kairu like he's answering me back, and Kevin will be like, "Are you guys okay?" Because I'll be like, "Well, it's because like he's actually answered me, because that's what I think he's saying to me when he gives me these looks."
I do the same.
He's saying, "But why?"
You know.
And you're like, "Because I said so." And then he's
Yeah,
like,
well, I try not to say because I said so, so I'm going to explain it to him, and then I get the look again, and Kevin's like, "Really?" He's like, "You had a full-on conversation with the dog." Yes.
It's a way of having a full-on conversation with myself without looking completely crazy.
True. See?
"Have either of you watched my weekly wrap up yet?"
No, not yet.
I did Pop Rocks live on camera.
No way.
Oh, that's so fun.
I was
That's
like,
like-
in case somebody's never heard them pop, and it came out really good on there. I wasn't sure if it would come out or not. Having them in my mouth, I was like,
Oh, that's cool.
Melissa from Library Lavendor says it's like mukbang for candy. Because I had candy cigarettes as well.
Where'd you find those? That's so funny.
Antiquish, the little antique kind of place that we go to. There are some vendors there that sell older candies and things like that.
Gotcha. That's so cool.
And so I was like, I'll go in there and see what I can find. I almost got the Big League. I may get that still. The Big League bubble gum, that looks
Chewing
like
gum? You put it out of the package, out of the pouch.
because they had some of that there, and I was like, oh, Big League gum.
I mean, we always used to chew that, obviously, but we used to like to take it to when we played like t-ball or like softball, and we would have it like we really were like the baseball players,
right? Yeah,
you get our mouth like that, and the coach would be like, "You cannot go out there with that." Our mouths were like this.
Yeah, because like all it would take is something to happen and swallow it.
Right? Yeah, they're like,
and now you got kids choking. Yeah.
Cajun said, "So excited! Escape to the Cornish Bakery series was unavailable because she was going to re-release them, which she's been doing, and has finally got to where I was in the series.
Excellent.
I prefer the older covers, but I am glad to be able to continue the series." Hi, Grandma Susan says, "Good evening, all. I'll probably miss most of this tonight, but we'll definitely view this week. Thank you so much for hosting.
awesome.
I'm glad to have you here."
You.
And Kay says, "Yay, some virtual Caillou warm fuzzies to make me feel better. So bummed over the 8th Cat Latimer book that I might have to DNF it. And I'm really curious because I'm on number 7. I haven't read one in a while, so I have 3 to go. So I was like, oh, I wonder what's going on. So now it feels like I'm going to have to get back into that because now I
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, that's a
inquiring
bummer.
minds want to know." And then
He's
Christina
such a
says,
sweet
"Kyra is such a
baby.
sweet baby." Yeah.
He is a sweet baby.
And Cajun says, "Only got a few pages read." On a totally unrelated note, has anyone ever had to ask A to call your phone so you're able to find it?
Asking for a friend, right, Cajun?
Yeah. Right.
People got some reading done here. Finally got to that part.
Deadly Summer Nights.
Yeah. We watched the Tim Tracker video. And Sherry got 0 pages, but I did watch 30 minutes of old school Japanese horror film. Well, there you go.
Oh, interesting.
And 46. And Amy says, "I didn't get any reading done this sprint. We got a new portable air conditioner, and we are trying to figure out where we want it."
Nice.
That is priorities to me because I need the. It's going to start getting warm. Yeah. And Mother Goose says about 50 minutes in audio. Cool. 90 pages left. PK says about to settle down, making dinner, mac and cheese and garlic brats.
Ooh.
Keo's having his usual dinner, binging The Rookie up to season 6.
Wow.
May read Two Bare Arms by Blake Banner, a KU procedural. Cool.
Nice.
And Cajun says, if you like chapters or page break stopping points, do not read Dolores Claiborne. Just saying. Yeah, I think I heard that one's like one continuous like.
Okay, for a second, I thought Dolores Claiborne was an author. Then I realized it was a Stephen King novel.
Yeah, it's Stephen King. Yeah, and he has long chapters anyway. So yeah. And PK says, Kim, do you want to share a link here? And Kim says the studio to Donna, I'm planning on submitting every 5 books. Because you can on the submitting sheet you can do like 5 books or 5 movies or whatever.
Oh,
it is.
nice.
So my only problem is trying to remember what ones that I have submitted.
That's why I just did it right away as soon as I finished a book.
Yep. And Jessica Lynn says, hello, ladies. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day. Been reading Heir of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. It's in a fantasy mood. Just finished dinner. Steak burgers, a potato salad, and baked beans.
Ooh, that sounds good. Goodness.
And Emily says, I watched some episodes of Facts of Life.
I like Facts of Life.
Love Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah, it was
PK,
really good.
I can still feel funny. And Jessica Lynn says, I haven't been able to watch Mrs. Doubtfire since his passing. See, that was me with Dirty Dancing and Patrick Swayze. And that's why I put it on my list for watching for Old School April. I have not watched Dirty Dancing since he passed away.
Wow.
He was my huge crush whenever I was a kid.
Yep.
And so I was like, I can't do it. But I'm like, this is the year I'm going to do it.
Oh,
I may cry while I'm watching it, but I'm going to do it.
That's okay.
That's okay. That's so interesting because I feel like I watch stuff more after people pass because I feel like it's a tribute to them in a way.
Right.
It's just interesting how people perceive.
Well, see, like
100%. I can still watch Murder, She Wrote. That doesn't bother me, but I guess it's because he was such like an icon for me whenever I was a kid and stuff that it was hard.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not that I haven't listened to it, but when Toby Keith died earlier this year, the first time I was in the car and I was like listening just to my random playlist and his song came on and I almost started crying because it was just like, oh my God, I totally get it.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know what they're talking about, but they're having a good old conversation.
Yeah,
but we want in. We want in.
Yeah.
Because you want me to mention, and I'm like, I don't know what they're talking about. Jessica Lynn says, love Facts Alive. Watched a few episodes to Emily, the Halloween episode and the movie theater drive-in.
I like Facts of Life.
And hi, Dr. Strange Freak. That's a cool name. Hi there, reading all of my Fiends of Hell by Adam Neville. Quite strange. Well, I guess it goes with your name then if it's quite strange.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
And we should get in
welcome.
some reading.
We are glad you were
here. Yes. And so we'll go ahead and read to the top of the hour. And
excellent.
Happy reading, everyone.
Happy reading.
Happy reading. I gotta grab some coffee.
So how'd everybody do?
I'm good. I was on the phone and I even like looked at the clock. I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta get off and get back. I'm so sorry. Sorry about that.
I only got a couple pages read, but I'm editing. I edited and I'm exporting a video right now. So
Nice.
Cool. I finished the chapter of The Eye of the Sun. So I am
Excellent.
30 pages into this one. And then I decided to change over to this one. And I got the first chapter in this one finished. So I'm on page 18. And I'm really curious about this one because I think it's kind of interesting. The main characters, they're a husband and wife, and their friend comes to them and says, I have this job for you. And he's like a don at a college or whatever. So he's pretty high up in a college and stuff. But he wants them to go to Paris and pretend like, like they're on holiday or whatever. That way they're above suspicion. So like nobody really think that they're doing spy stuff or whatever. And he didn't want to do it because he didn't want to take his, he didn't want his wife
oh, that's
going,
cool.
But the wife is like, I'm going. And so they're going to be doing that. So that's kind of like, it might be kind of interesting. So we'll see how it goes. So far, I'm like,
nice.
And let's see, Meg says, evening all. I'm 63% into The Nameless Restaurant by Tao Wong. It's only 108 pages, so quick listen. I'm going to continue The Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas afterwards.
Nice.
And Lucky Stamper, Kathy. Kathy says, I am reading Where They Found Her by Kimberly McCrate. It's a murder mystery. Cool.
Nice.
And then Rose says, updating the Nightmare Arizona. It might be a DNF for me because there's already a witch, a mermaid, pirate, and more at the haunted house.
Okay. That's too paranormal for me. So that's
I was going to say, so Tiffany's like, I'm out too. And I haven't even started.
Too little too paranormal for me. But I did like the idea of a mining town.
Yeah. And then Nicole said that on the last sprint that she didn't read that sprint, packed up for daily post for work and had a shower. So productive, just not what we wanted to do.
Very productive.
And then Kim said PK thinks I posted. So that's whatever they were talking about. And Sherry says, good evening, beautiful ladies. I'm reading Mina and the Undead, but finished second to the last Eva Gates book. Cool. And Mother Goose says, I'm pretty much all audiobook due to low vision. Yeah, like I got this new light here that I bought. Well, it's not like new. I found it like antique-ish. It was $6, but it's really bright. So like as long as I hold my books over here when I'm here, I can read them really well without having to take my glasses off and get like down here. Just have to have really good lighting to see the little print.
I feel the same. With this light beside me.
Oh.
That's what I tend to do.
Yeah. And Kathy says, I also started 6 Feet Deep Dish. Love cozies and pizzas. I'm all in.
Yay, Kathy. I just finished the third one in
Win-win.
that, and it is fantastic. And I always say this to people real quick. If you're not a huge fan of the first one, at least give it one more try before you decide. It still might not be the series for you. But I went from a 3 to a 5 on books 2 and 3. So book 1, I gave 3, and books 2 and 3, I gave like 5.
I still need to try the second one. I haven't.
So I'm just saying there's a big jump.
Yeah. And
the only reason I didn't love the first book was because that she let the cat outside. Cats are not outdoor animals. That's a weird thing for me, but I was able to get past it. Yeah.
The main character, she was way too abrasive is the word.
She was too much
in book 1. But I thought she really settled into book 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Rose said to Kathy, I'm curious about that series. Hope you enjoy.
Do it. It's good.
Emily says, Benicula is a whole series. Yeah, there's 7 books in the series.
Wow.
And like they've got cute titles. So like number 2 is Holiday Inn, and Number 3 is
That's cute.
the celery stalks at midnight.
Oh, okay, that's cute.
And Nicole says, I'm reading more with my eyeballs too, but audio is great for me as I work from home and it gets me through my day.
I'm with you.
And Sonia says, I forgot made pulled pork, mashed potatoes, cucumber salad with mint chocolate chip ice cream for dessert. I adore Banicula.
I want her supper.
Yeah, sounds really good. And Meg said, some days audio are my main source of reading books, especially if I'm working both of my jobs. Yeah. I like do audio a lot
100%.
through the day, and then at night when I'm kind of relaxing in my room is when I get out the books and read them. So. And Rose says, OMG, Sonia, save me a plate. Yeah.
Right?
And it's Taco Monday for us.
I love that.
Who needs Taco Tuesday? You can have Taco Monday.
That's right.
Sonia says, Sarah, I spent the day with Laura yesterday of Laura Reads and convinced her to read Babysitter's Club. We have another member.
I love that, Sonia.
We could start our own
Oh,
Babysitter's Club.
Sonia, you get something else for that. Hold on, because
And Meg says, I love playing MASH as a kid.
I did too.
And he says MASH was a cross-out game.
Oh,
Cootie catcher?
it was like
Okay.
you
Sounds
had your
familiar.
thumb and fingers in that. You went and pushed like the different directions, but not the cootie catcher, the one that we're talking about. But
Yeah.
you said MASH is a cross-out game, and now I'm trying to think of. I gotta look it up.
Yeah, I know it sounds really familiar. That's
I know we
just so
played
long
MASH
ago.
for
I'm
sure.
And Emily said,
Paper fortune teller. It's origami.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I don't think we called it that though as kids. We had a
Yeah.
name.
No,
for
I
it,
don't think
but-
so either. Old school
Donna
fun
says
origami fortune teller.
Oh,
for a picture of this readathon, 2 books I just read that I would love to have on my shelf: Wolf Girl by Joe Sterling Fisher and The Capybaras by Alfredo Soder. Something beautiful art and stories. We are not here for my pronunciations. We'll just say that.
I feel your pain, Storm.
And Sonia said, Ro, I have plenty. I'll send a plate with you. My name is Anna chant is a jump rope chant too.
oh,
And then MASH was on paper list and folded game things with colors, numbers was called a cootie catcher.
yeah. And the MASH, I just read the MASH rules. I was like, oh yeah, it was like where you picked like things that you wanted to happen and
Yes.
something you didn't, and you saw what you ended up with. And then
Yes.
when I read it, I was like, oh yeah,
Oh yeah, I remember. And then you had to like X things or something.
yes, you had to X things that, yeah, exactly.
I've never heard of cootie catcher. That must have been regional.
Maybe I don't remember it. I don't know.
I don't know if I remember.
Too long ago. And PK says, my name is blank. My husband and wife name is blank. We lived in blank and we sell blank. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Yes.
I don't know if you did that too, like a jump
Mhm.
rope, or if you did other things. I don't remember.
I think we did it with jump rope, but I also think we did it with like
Yeah, see, that's what I was like.
a
I don't know
hand
if it was
thing,
a
you know,
hand
like
thing.
Miss Mary Mac sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
But like,
I know, like, there was one that was like, my mama told me if I was
Yes.
girly that she
Yep.
would buy me a rubber doll. And
I remember that. Yes.
yeah, and Rose said, "Don't even ask me. I don't even know how that came out. It's been so
remember
long
that.
since I thought it's like, wow, it's still stuck in there." And Sonia saying, "Some things you just never forget." Yeah, purple parrots, yay! Sherry says, and Barbara says, "Storm, when you say your friend Barbara and you buddy read a book, I think I don't remember agreeing to that." I remember that bad. Oh well.
You
I have
haven't been
two
reading
Barb
your
friends.
pages, Barbara. You got some catching up to do.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, and see, and it's like I want to call you Barb but it's Barbara on here, but I want to call you Barb because that's what I call her because she does not like being called Barbara. She doesn't like the name, so she prefers to be called Barb. And so yeah, so I want to call you Barb sometimes, and I'm like, no, I better say Barbara so that I get you mixed up with the other person. And Cajun says, when I worked at children's home, my girls loved adventures and babysitting. I bet we watched it and Dune, the 80s one, 25 to 30 times in one summer. And Emily says, I'm going to say goodnight. I didn't go to church yesterday, migraine, so I want to watch the service before my small group later this week. Have a good night, and I hope you're feeling better.
Yes, absolutely. Have a great night.
Cajun says to Barbara, when you first joined, I thought you were Stormy's buddy. Yeah. And Emily says, night all, and thanks for the sprint. You're welcome. And Christine says, hi, Nicole. And Kay says, good to know. Thanks. And Meg's like, good night to Emily. And Pat says, okay, people, hit those thumbs up. 34 thumbs and 53 in the chat. Give some love. Thank you, Barbara.
Pat. We love you.
Pat, you're like cool. And Barbara says, aw. Underdog memories. Sonia says, someone remember hot hit videos and Friday night videos. MTV Raps and Headbanger Ball.
I remember MTV Raps and Headbangers Ball, but I don't remember the first two things.
I didn't watch much MTV. I watched country music television, though.
Right up there with you, Storm.
I watched all of it. I think I actually watched probably CMT more than anything, but I liked VH1 better than MTV.
We didn't watch. Well, we didn't have MTV in Canada. We had Much Music, which was the Canadian cheesier version of it. But anytime we went to the States, I used to get so excited about watching. Oh my God! It was like the Big Brother where they stick everybody in a house in a city.
The Real World.
Yes.
The Real World.
Yes, I was obsessed with that.
I don't think I've ever seen that either.
But
I was gonna say, I thought I heard you. I was like, "You're making it." There it is. Yay!
I found the instructions on YouTube. Literally, as soon as it started, the folding started. I'm like, this. It was like falling off. Of
oh, I've got this yet, right?
Yep.
Muscle memory.
Yep. Exactly.
Oh my God! Cool. And Chatterbox. Chatterbox. I think is what we call this.
And like you used to, sometimes color them, and
you'd pick like each one would be a color, inside would be a number, and then you take it up and open it, and blah blah blah.
Yeah, Pat said read 15 pages in between sneezing, pollen, so dense here, my eyes.
Oh no!
Yeah, allergies are really bad already, so I'm not looking forward to allergy season. So. And Annie says we were allowed to watch Saturday morning cartoons and Roy Rogers as long as we didn't wake up mom and dad.
Aw, love it.
I, when I was like 6 years old, I was like, Dad, get up and make me something to eat for breakfast. And he's like, why don't you get your mom up? And I'm like, no, you do it. Try and be real quiet. So he let her sleep, kind of thing.
Yep.
And he's like, well, where's the cereal or whatever? And they're like, no, we want pancakes. And he's like, I don't know how to make pancakes. And it's like, well, you can do it. And so, he just put like flour, water, and salt together and made pancakes. And that was the rubberest stuff that you ever ate. Because I'm like, isn't that how you make rubber? Like used to make those like Christmas ornaments out of that stuff.
Yeah. That plaster of Paris or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And I went in and told mom when she was getting up, I said, Dad made pancakes. You might want to have cereal. And after that, she wrote down the recipe for him and stuck it up there. And then he experimented with so many different things. We had all sorts we had orange pancakes and strawberry, blueberry pancakes.
Ooh.
He went crazy with the pancakes.
Now I want pancakes.
So he in turn became the Saturday morning breakfast. He would get up and make the pancakes. So
nice.
And Meg said, unfortunately, it's too dark here in southern, is that Michigan or, I don't remember. I'm not good with the M ones. M in
It's Minnesota.
Minnesota. See, that doesn't make sense to me. Because it is with an O. I'm like, it doesn't make sense to me. But okay. Was to be able to see any of the eclipse. We watched a feed on YouTube instead. It got sunny and cloudless a couple hours later. And Rose says, how does Christina have time to read, cook, have a family, and attend 20 live streams a day?
Legitimate question.
And she says the pop rocks were an ASMR mode. Yeah.
True.
It was fun. I still have some. I've been just eating a little bit of it at a time, but they were only $1.25 at the place. Like maybe I should get some more. That was fun. And says that was a compliment, by the way, Christina. And by dark, I mean it was too cloudy. Okay.
Yes.
Pat says, I'm going to tell you good night. Happy reading. Take care. Bye, Pat. Thanks for hanging out. Like a bunch of nights to Pat. And then PK says, kidhood for me was the 70s. I loved those orange circus peanuts. Well, what a great excuse to get some. That's really what I want to readathon is. What the readathon is about. Oh, and ding dongs. I know. I said I think they're trying to make me fatter than I am because I had 4 Pop-Tarts because you have to have 4 Pop-Tarts. That's the thing. You get your deal on there. It says 4 Pop-Tarts. You can have 4 Eggos and you get points. You got old school candy and you get points. And I'm like, this readathon's going to make me like fatter than I already am. But I did have I hadn't had Pop-Tarts in forever. I'm not a fan.
I like Pop-Tarts, but I eat them like as a cookie now. So I like take one to work and I have it like a cookie with my tea in the afternoon. It's really overly sweet, but whatever.
Yeah, like it was. I don't know. It was. Maybe it was just gooier than I remember it, or something. It was just weird. It was just different than I remember a Pop-Tart being. But it's been probably like 20 years since I've had a Pop-Tart. So I haven't had one in a long time. And so yeah, that was different. Oh, and you can have toaster strudels too. So yeah.
Now you're talking.
Yeah. Ooh. So it's like every week I need to get something different, and then I can get my points. So we can have Eggos, and then
right there you go.
And Christina says, "Finish supper, and the kiddos are ready for dessert: apple pie or chocolate cake." Oh, the options! Wow, I would love to have options. Did you make those too while you're watching the 20 sprints?
Yeah.
And we're close to 80 today. Wow. Tim. And says, I keep track in a notebook of what I've submitted there. I probably should do that. And Christina says, Sarah, we got a new plant. His name is Toby.
Aww.
And Sonia says, just want to let everyone know that You Got Mail is on Netflix. It was made in 93. You're welcome. Yeah, I had been thinking about maybe watching that one. I like You Got Mail.
I really like You've Got Mail.
I think the one I'm going to watch next is Cocoon. I got that one.
Oh, I remember that one.
Yeah. I haven't seen that in ages. So I was like, I was at the library and I was like, oh, I haven't seen that one in a long time. That's how I was picking things out. Sonia says, remember when Ding Dong Cakes came wrapped in aluminum foil? Hi, Courtney. I believe I'm getting your name right. I hope. Yeah, somebody says, hey, Court. So yeah. Okay. And Meg says, I've been upset by several celebrity deaths. The one that really hit me in the feels were Alan Rickman, yes, Anthony Bourdain, Patrick Swayze, Robin Williams, and Betty White, yeah. Yeah, Alan Rickman was a hard one, too. I really liked him. And Courtney says, hi. Says, I love You Got Mail. And hi to Courtney. Kim says, I read the first chapter in Murder at the Piccadilly Playhouse by C.J. Archer, book 2, and the Cleopatra Fox series. I liked that one. I have read that. And I love You Got Mail. Yes. My favorite snack is the Yellow Zingers by Dolly Madison. I'm still trying really hard to think of. I think one of the things that I used to like to get when I was younger that they don't make anymore, because I was trying to think of, what they don't make is the bottle caps, I think is what they're called. And like they were root beer and different, but they were like in the shape of like a bottle cap. And I don't think I see those anywhere.
I know what you're talking about.
Remind me of those like root beer barrels that were like had the like then they had sassafras flavor too. Do you remember what I'm talking about? Oh, my grandpa used to have them all the time.
And Nancy says, didn't MASH stand for mansions, apartment, shack, and house?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yes, you are right. Well done, Nancy.
Yeah. And Purple Rainheart said, finished Halloween Pizza Murder and 42 pages into Kill Bill.
Yay, Purple Rainheart.
And Kaden got 18% into Wedding Fever at the Cornish Bakery. And Anita said, I got distracted and didn't get any reading done this time. And Meg says, I listened to about 25% of Nameless Restaurant, so now I'm at 89%.
Excellent.
And Amy says, we got the air conditioner all set up and figured it out. Now I can read at last. Yay!
Yay!
And Annie says, finished 20 pages. My cat just frightened me. We're not paying attention and jumped on me.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, hello, I'm here. Hi, Lily says, hi. I'm reading Like a Sister by Kelly Garrett.
Nice.
And Annie got to 46%.
Excellent, Annie.
And Donna says on page 90 of 140 of the Edith Pagenter's Ellis Peters, the chapter about the brother Cadfield Chronicles, a lot about the unease and identities of the Welsh English borderlands. Christina says, I feel like such a sap. This book has me crying again. Oh, that's okay. And Dramini says, hi, everyone. I'm currently reading Love and Independence, a Holiday Mail Order Bride, number 6 by Kate Morgan on K. Or Kit Morgan on KU. And Donna says, I read all 7 of the main Benicula books a few years ago. Really cute. Would have loved them as a child. Yes, they are a lot of fun. And Cajun says, see, you can participate in middle grade May because, like, one of my prompts, you can get a head look at it. It's to read a spooky book and see. You can consider Benicula your spooky book because it's got a little vampire in it. Because I know that's about as spooky as you would get for a spooky book.
Right.
And Caden says, agreed, Sarah. I stopped reading the series because the MC let the cat ride in the car unrestrained. Just know mine were in their carriers and they were buckled in.
Yeah.
I know it's a silly thing to be annoyed by, but that's something that's big for me.
Well, me and my friend Barb, we buddy read The Rat. I gave it 4 stars, even though there was a lot of animal deaths in it. I mean, I knew it was going to happen. It was there. But she gave it 3 stars because she goes, I know that there was going to be that. But whenever they did something, they injected a puppy and made it bait for the rat. She goes, nope, 3 stars.
I would have quit reading it, so I don't blame
I would have DNF'd it at that point.
So she's like, it gets 3 stars. Because we knew, I even warned her, I said there's a lot of like animal deaths because the rat's getting in a zoo and all that kind of stuff. But yeah. And it's a trilogy. I thought I was getting this book and it was going to be just one. And she goes, did you know it's a trilogy? So I'm like, oh, more rat action to come. And he says to Christina, I watched the Harry Potter movies last month, except the last 2. I saw them both once, and that was enough for me.
There you go.
Kim says, you skipped some. I posted that I had started a GoFundMe to try and help with cataract surgery. Oh, I did. Did I skip? I didn't see it. I've had to cancel because I can't afford it. I feel very funny doing it.
My mom had to do the same, Kim.
Well, where did I skip that at?
I don't know. Sometimes I don't think things post and it just...
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, sorry about that, Kim. I can't find it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't know. And Amy says, "Oh, I just got Nightmare Arizona. It was free on Prime. I love paranormal mysteries, so I'm going to try it. You might like it then."
Yeah, if you you love paranormal, you might really love it.
Christina says the origami fortune teller thingy was called. We called it the cootie catcher.
Fair, that's what I mean. I think it was probably a regional thing.
That's why I said I don't really remember what it was called. If you Google cootie catcher images, is what I played as a child.
Yes.
I remember cootie catcher as a fortune teller, but never heard of the match game.
Oh, yeah.
And Cajun says, "Oh, I just looked up for some reason. John Legend was on the TV screen. Oh my, he's such a good-looking man."
Yes, he is.
And Christina says we did the Mary Mac with our hands or the jump rope.
Yep. Miss Mary Mac. All dressed in black. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say black. Yeah. Okay. Yep. I was like, I wasn't quite sure of it, but then when you started singing it, I was like, oh, I remember that one.
Mm-hmm.
Cajun says, "Oh, lovely. Now that I'm going to have Miss Mary Mac stuck in my head for days. Good news is it will push Hey Jude out, which has been there since I listened to the McCarthy Park podcast about it." And Donna says, "A sailor went to the CCC. He could CCC, and all that he could CCC was the bottom of the blue CCC."
Oh my gosh, you just triggered a memory.
Yeah, and playing cat's cradle with strings, and the headbanger ball.
Do you remember that?
And Friday night videos for sure. I didn't watch Headbanger Ball. Minton TV Spring Break was a thing. And only got to watch it at friend's house because we didn't have cable. Yeah, and I think that's probably one of the things why I didn't really watch MTV much. We didn't really have it. But I wasn't into rock and roll that much either. So, like, I grew up in the 80s, but my mom listened to 50s and 60s music. So I feel like that's what I grew up listening to instead of 80s music.
Yeah.
And then country, because she did country too. So she did not do 70s music.
Yeah.
Not like 70s music. You did not hear that in our house. I remember Headbanger Ball. I'm a metalhead. And there says, you can make fun TBR game with it, Sarah. Yeah. With your little...
Mm-hmm.
I listen to most everything but hardcore rap. And Christina says, "I miss Saturday morning cartoons. They have not been on for a long time. Darn streaming." Yeah, I know. I miss them too. And I mean, I think that's like a fun part of being a kid is being able to get up and like watch all those cartoons. And they just don't make cartoons like that anymore.
Exactly.
Either. They really don't.
And Purple Ranger says, "The Goonies with the young Josh Brolin." Yes, I love the Goonies.
Buddy, come on.
Never seen it.
Cajun says, "We put my TV on top of the dorm TV that had on MTV and the other on VH1, and we changed the sound to the one we wanted to hear. Somewhere better that way." There you go.
Hey,
and we got to see the Eclipse, but here it was only about 80%.
Oh, that's pretty good though. Nice.
And Christina to Ro's comment says, "Very carefully, Ro." How she does all of that and attends all the sprints. And Kay says the circus peanuts are supposed to be good bait for fishing.
Gosh, my dad.
Christina says audio helps too. Yeah, that's how she gets all that done.
Come here.
And I love strawberry frosted Pop-Tarts.
Nice.
And Christina says, "Yes, I did." And says, "I'm very productive on sprints." And Christina says, I use them to get everything done. Coffee first, then chores, then crafts or baking, then supper, reading in between, and the chats just fit right in.
Yeah, buddy.
Pixie sticks, pure sugar, yes.
Yeah.
And Kim says, "I think I've seen bottle caps." I know if you get on like Amazon, you can order a bunch of like that old school stuff, but I'm not paying like $50 for it.
I remember one year at school, they like stopped letting us have pixie sticks in the classroom, like first, second, third grade, because kids were trying to snort them.
Pretending to,
snort the sugar.
yeah.
And so they just wouldn't allow in the classroom at all. I don't think I would ever do anything like that.
Oh God, no. Oh,
I'm like, no, I'll just take it straight to the mouth. Thank you. Like
the delivery system I have is good enough.
I could never do any of that snorting.
Oh God,
thing.
no.
I get anything up my nose and it's like
no.
Yeah,
no.
So I was like, I couldn't do that. No. And I guess they said they still make some of the bottle caps. I just never seen them at Walmart, Walgreens, and Amazon.
Oh, gotcha.
And Sonia says Goonies is my favorite. And Purple Rainheart says, Sonia, I just thought about Revenge of the Nerds. Yeah. And Katie says, I've been eating like a teenager, left home at house for the weekend for years. Too many Pop-Tart sugar cereals for someone my age. And Sonia said, I watched that one when I was young along with Porky's. Yeah.
Oh.
And Christina
you watched Porky's when you were young?
And Christina says, I love that I found people that know what Bunnicula is. I cannot for a long time. Yeah. Yeah, I know. And like some people are like, what is that? You know, like you guys, it's like, really? You don't know what Bunnicula is? Or Fraggles. Yeah, Fraggles. And I read Bunnicula as a kid. Loved, to my kids, and they loved it. That's
wow. Cool. Yeah, I do not remember that at all.
Me neither.
Yeah, there's like very few kids books that I can remember that I really enjoyed. So I'm like glad that
we were reading the BSC, Tiffany. She was reading Killer Bunnies.
Yeah.
Yes.
that feels appropriate to me.
Yeah. I was obsessed with baby. Yeah.
Yep.
And Sweet Valley High and all. Yeah. I was very busy with those.
Yep.
And Purple Rainheart says, I remember Porky's too. Yeah, the movie was a little too much in some parts. And Rose says, do they still make Flintstones push pop ice cream? Those are so good.
I don't remember that. I remember the Flintstone vitamins, of course.
Which they still do make, by the way.
But I don't
was way too young to be watching them.
But so I don't remember the Flintstones push-ups.
It sounds like you're talking about a bra.
Yeah. She says it's okay because I don't know where those comments must have went.
Yeah, I hope we didn't miss
And Barta says, I DNF'd a YouTuber for declawing her cats because it's scratched up her furniture. Bye, you monster.
Thank you.
And Annie says, do they still make Alphabet Bites cereal? I don't know.
Alphabets. We get it. It's up here in Canada. I can tell you that.
So.
I don't know if I know that one. Amy says, I read Bunnicula books as a kid. I read number 1 again last year. As an adult, and I loved it. I think I will read more of them for middle grade May. There you go.
Nice.
And Kim says, they played music between innings at the ball games. I want to belt out Sweet Caroline every game and do all the motions for YMCA or Miss Susie. And I got really into the Beatles in 1986 deep. I only had an AM radio in my car, so I knew all the oldies from the 50s and 60s.
Oh, I love that. That's great, Katie.
And Kim said, Annie, yes, they do. And Rose says, remember the giant pixie strips that were like sticks that were like a foot long? Yeah, I remember they had like big ones.
Yes, I don't remember what they were called, but yeah, they had big ones. And then the ones that like, they weren't pixie sticks, but you got the white stick for, and you dip that in the sugar.
I remember dipping,
What was it?
Lickamade or Fun Dip.
Lickamade, yeah.
Fun
they
dip,
were like that was
what?
like pure sugar too. Dip it in the pure sugar.
You can still get those at our dollar store.
Fun Dip.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my husband bought them a couple times and just like couldn't sleep for a week after that.
And I still think they make things like ring pops, but I remember getting those.
They do.
I remember for sure.
And Meg says, I have enough trouble getting my sinuses clear. I'd rather not stuff them with anything other than tissues if I have a bloody nose.
I'm with you, Meg. Mm-hmm. I'm with you.
And Purple Reinhardt says, Sonia, you've shocked Tiffany. with watching Porky's. I think it was.
I was just
Came
surprised as a kid. I was like, oh,
My favorite kid book was Socks by Beverly.
I love that one.
I remember that one.
See, I only remember the like Ramona books. I don't
Oh,
remember
really?
anything else.
Aw.
And I'm pretty sure I probably read them. I just don't remember. But I did pick one up. It's a something about a Mrs. Somebody. I can't remember. It's over there. But I did get it. I found a couple when we went to this the weekend. It was garage sale weekend, Friday and Saturday in the town near us, where everybody puts out their garage sales and does all that and everything. School shuts down on Fridays because of it, because the traffic is so thick and everything.
Wow.
And so we went and we looked, and I got a couple of Encyclopedia Brown books like for 25 cents. I got a few for like 50 cents, and I found some things, and it was fun. And so, let's see, Donna says, I came from the days of penny candy. A nickel or a dime got you a small paper sack full of childhood joy.
Aww.
And Amy says, I read the Research Club and Binocular series as a kid. Annie says, they're orange push-up ice cream. We used to think the cardboard tubes were toilet paper rolls.
I remember the orange push-up ice cream in the cardboard tube that was like toilet paper rolls, but I just didn't remember they were Flintstone. I remember I thought they had dots on them or something. I don't know.
Well, you know, sometimes when you're a kid, you don't really care about what's on the outside of it. You just want to eat the inside, so you just don't really pay attention.
Yeah.
And Rose says the stick was the best part of the fun dip. I still remember that flavor. And Christina says Miss Susie had a tugboat. The tugboat had a bell. Miss Susie went to heaven. The tugboat went to hello, operator. Please ring my
Oh
number.
my God. It was that part that, holy cow.
Yeah, as soon as she got
I'm like, I remember that now.
Yep, me too.
And Rose said, Annie, yeah, it was a cardboard with sherbet ice cream, orange, grape, and cherry. And Chrissy says, can't believe I still remember the words. I can't either. It's like, oh, I remember that. Yeah. Annie says, oh, they were so good. Kim said, I rebought it from the thrift books. Made sure I got my edition. Yeah. And Meg says, I remember those also malt ice cream cups with the from the Quick Trip with the wooden tongue depressor.
Oh,
yeah. And Christina has a penny candy from a dime store. Rose said, and I will check the ice cream section next time I'm in the store. Flintstones is out of date, but they might have them with Disney characters or something. They might.
Yeah, they probably do. You're probably right.
And love Push Pops. And
I did like Push Pops.
Quick Trip still has orange push-up pops, but they aren't Flintstones. Push up, nice Meg. And remember the character ice cream with the gumballs that were always frozen and hard to chew. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't remember that.
It was
but
like
I didn't like bubble gum, so I wouldn't have got like.
It was Minnie Mouse's shape, like ice cream on a stick with like Minnie Mouse's head, for example. But then like the nose and eyes were these bubble gum, like round. No?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, that just as soon as she said it, it just clicked in my head.
And Christina says the ones we had just had dots on them, Tiffany. I don't remember the Flintstones being on them either. And Rose said, Jessica, yes, and I never looked like the character. And yes, Meg, I remember those two. Always loved them with the wooden spoons. Never rolled. And Kroger still sells push-ups.
Ooh.
And Meg says, I've only been able to find them at places locally, and unfortunately, a single one cost me as much as a regular malt shake.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's like I was going to buy a Sugar Daddy because I remember those and everything, the candy, and they wanted $3 for one, this little candy about like this big and on a little stick. And I'm like, no, thank you. I'll just get the pop
at the dollar store.
Yeah.
Because I think the dollar store sells Sugar Daddy.
Do they?
I think.
So these were like the candy cigarettes were only 99 cents. So I would like, we'll get those. And I opened the pack and I'm like, they shorted me some or something. It's only half a pack. I think you get like 10 little sticks in it or whatever. And Jessica Lynn said, same egg, always the corner store. I'll look tomorrow. Yeah, I don't go into a lot of convenience stores, and I need to do that because I know their candy is different than like going to Walmart or whatever.
Right.
It is and stuff. Because my dad had to, he's seen these big Reese's big cups that had caramel in the on the bottom of them.
Oh, good
They're
Lord.
the caramel big cups. And he's been looking for them everywhere else, and he couldn't find them. So when he got gas, he came out going, he had 2 of them, and I'm like, he had to try them because he loves caramel. So, and Kim says the one with the gumballs I got off with the Pinky Dinky truck.
Oh gosh, nice.
Our dollar store has a lot of retro candy.
Same, Kim.
Look at ours because I just don't pay attention. And Jessica Lynn says, yes, Kim, the ice cream truck always has Spider-Man and SpongeBob gumball ice cream and never.
Oh gosh,
never
SpongeBob was nowhere near around or invented when I was running after the ice cream truck.
Thank you, ladies, for the sprints. Good night, Amy. We're almost gonna wrap up here. Can you imagine the ice cream truck now? It's like $5 and they take credit cards. That's
pretty much.
It comes to our neighborhood a lot.
We get one in our neighborhood a lot too.
A lot, but I don't know. I mean, I don't have children, so I don't.
Yeah, our church has a picnic in the summer, and somebody either had the ice cream truck and brought it, or the church rented an ice cream truck. I don't know, but
yeah, you can do that too.
You didn't have to pay for the ice cream. You could just go up there and tell them what you wanted.
Oh,
I had a job that did that once.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And Katie says we have a regional store called Buy Mart, and they have all kinds of hard to find candy. Cool.
Oh, that's cool.
And Christina says, do they have ice cream trucks now? Oh, they do have ice cream trucks now. They're called Swan.
I actually don't see Swan trucks anymore. Hardly.
I see them very rarely, but I do see them. I remember those. My aunt used to order from them all the time. That was the first time I ever had cordon bleu because they had like those little.
Yep.
You could get.
My husband's mom orders from them, but I don't ever see the truck hardly anymore ever.
Me either. And my main thing was banana.
Oh, that was a core memory unlocked right there.
No, the ice cream truck now has Spider-Man and SpongeBob, and they are $5. Yeah. Oop. It's just like a big jump in comments.
Okay.
And Swan is old school. My grandma ordered food from them in the 90s. And because that's what my aunt used to order from them. But we saw one the other day at the library. The guy was delivering to somebody who worked at the library.
Really? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And Caden says, we do have ice cream trucks. They come through here. I used to get Shalami ice cream because she had a sweet tooth, and I don't care what they say. Some cats like sweets.
Oh, that's sweet.
And Katie says we have some janky ice cream trucks and drove around.
Oh,
they
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the food was so overpriced. I looked it up, and the prices are insane now. Oh, for like the Swan, probably. I'm sure they're all that stuff now. It's hard to imagine that it used to be so cheap then, and it's so expensive now. So when he says, I used to play MASH, I married Henry Cavill, had 0 kids, drove a Mini Cooper, and lived in the house. I'm not.
Yeah, that's exactly.
And Mexico, we had Swan and Mexican ice cream truck through, though the Mexican one only goes during the summer.
Oh.
And Love Swans, they aren't called that now.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's why
Thanks for the sprints tonight, Stormy, Tiffany, and Sarah. Have a beautiful rest of your night. Thanks for the memories. Dream well, sleep well. And bye, Christina. Have a good night.
I know. I'm going to have to I'm falling asleep.
Yeah, we're almost done. It says, yes, the fudgesicle, creamsicle, push-ups, ice cream sandwiches. Oh, boy. Walmart sells banana popsicles.
Not in Canada. I'll have to get someone.
We used to have snow cone trucks too. Yeah, we still have snow cones around here. Sonia, oh my, so fun. A cat likes celery. Oh. Sonia's living the dream. And we had a great night, everyone. Be safe. Yeah, thanks for the sprints. Last summer, we had an ice cream truck and they played Christmas music. Oh, it was different. Sprints, good night. Everybody, good night. Good night. good night, everybody. And I think
Night.
we're at the end of the comments, and everybody's just saying good night and stuff. So we will get off of here because, yeah, it's late for you guys.
Yep.
And everything. So thanks for hanging
Stay
out with me,
warm.
everybody. And we will see you. Do we have a Sunday one this go around?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And it's
And I
the
might do one on Saturday afternoon. We'll see.
Okay. Yeah, it's the scavenger hunt one where you can pick whichever scavenger hunt one you want to do because we're only having one scavenger hunt this month because of Malice and everything. So.
There you
go. Thank you, Storm, for having us.
Bye.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
All right, Pumpkin Lady.
Yes, I'm falling asleep. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Sarah. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.